Hello, everyone. I hope you guys had a wonderful Mother's Day. I had an amazing Mother's Day. We normally don't go out at all, but last night we had some friends. Oh, look at my hair. It is a hot mess. I was outside feeding animals, so the wind, we've had terrible winds down here. So the wind blew my hair. I'm sure you're going to probably find pieces of hay in my hair. Hopefully not. But so last night we went out to eat. We had some friends invite us out for dinner. And I normally don't go out because I don't like dealing with the crowds on especially holidays because God only knows you wait forever. But last night it was kind of cool. It's cool because my friend, she has two of her daughters that work at Cheesecake Factory where we went to eat. So we kind of got to pull a little bit of strings and get into the restaurant a little bit quicker than I guess most would have, I guess you would say. But yeah, we had a really, really good time. It was so nice to get out and, this thing. And, just enjoy some us time. Me and my husband and my friend and her husband and her mom went with us. My mom got stuck babysitting, but I know she wouldn't have fun going out to a restaurant because I know she doesn't want to deal with the crowds. Why am I not finding my live coming up here? Oh my gosh, Jamie, you know what just popped up on my newsfeed is your beautiful granddaughter. I just saw you come on here. Oh, she is so precious, Jamie. You are so lucky. Oh, I love grandbabies. I don't get to see mine, but that's okay. I mean, it is what it is. So I guess no use crying over spilt milk. Isn't that the whole saying? But I mean, I miss her, but I guess if I don't see her, there's not much for me to miss. But yeah, but it's so good seeing that little girl. She is beautiful. Oh, I hope everything went well for mom. It looks like, I mean, from what you've posted, it looks like all went well. So anyway, oh, you're in love? Oh, I'm sure. Hello, Lois. Hello, Florence. Hello, Peggy. Hello, Frida. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Pam. So yeah, so it was nice. We went out to dinner. We had a couple drinks. They were good. No, I wasn't driving. And I normally don't drink, but me and my friend went out last week and we went to this brewery. I think I was telling you guys about that. We went to a brewery that I had no idea we even had here in Tucson. And when we were there, I had it's called a Dirty Arnold Palmer. And I am a major iced tea fan. Like everywhere we go, I always have unsweetened tea. That's just my jam. And so I was like, okay, this says it has lemonade, which I'm cool with lemonade. I don't like drinking it a lot because it always seems to dehydrate me even more. But I thought, okay, iced tea and lemonade. I like lemon in my iced tea. So, wow, 7 grandchildren, Peggy. Woo, jeez. Oh, and you don't hardly get to see yours either. Wow. It's tough. I mean, it really breaks your heart. But I guess it saves you some money. I mean, just saying. And that was kind of bad, but I mean, whatever. So anyways, so when we were out at this brewery, I decided to have this Dirty Arnold Palmer. Never heard of it before, but I thought, oh, it kind of sounds good. They put a splash of, and me being a bartender, you would think I would know what it was, but no. They put a splash of like Sprite in there, and then there is a regular like unsweetened tea along with lemonade, and then they put a shot of vodka in there, and it is heaven. It is heaven in a glass. And so the ones that they made last night at Cheesecake Factory were amazing. So yeah, we had a great time. It was nice. Oh, my dog's outside being psycho. Hey, go tell Dad that Marty is out there running the goats. Go now. Go, please. Before he goes out there and jumps the fence. Because I'm in the middle of my Facebook Live. But I need you.
That you needed me.
No. I do need you. But just go out there and tell him to go get the dogs, please. Oh, kids, I swear. They got to argue about everything. So, oh, he's already outside. Never mind. He must have been watching. So, last week, on with the Mother's Day thing. We had a great time out last night. My husband surprised me. He gave me a little like voucher thing he printed up and put it inside of my card when he gave it to me. And it says that my Mother's Day was not over just on Mother's Day, that he had set up a spa day with me and my friend on Thursday. So I'm going to go meet her on Thursday, and we're going to go have, look at this weirdo. It's 90 degrees outside and he's got a beanie and a sweatshirt on. Hey, that's your anatomy book. Okay, that's your anatomy book right there. No, that's mine. That's your book. That's your anatomy book. So, I just want to let you know that another book could come. So, so Thursday, I'm going to go meet with her, and we're going to go have pedicures and have our nails done and all the fun stuff. So that's cool. So anyways, last week I was telling you guys that, last Monday I was telling you that I had some issues with my thyroid and I have some nodulars on there, and that on Tuesday, the following day, I was going to go in and have the ultrasound done. So I did. We went in and had the ultrasound done. And I was asking, or when we were getting ready to leave, the lady said, she goes, it'll take between 1 to 2 business days to find out the results. Well, that day we also had planned that when we were done at the ultrasound place, that we were going to go over to Home Depot and pick out our carpet and I bought the paint for our house so I could start painting and pick out the flooring that I want inside of the kitchen and the bathrooms. So, you know, here I am, we leave the doctor's office and I'm thinking, okay, I have 1 to 2 business days to wait on this. Well, no joke, like 2 hours later, my phone pings and tells me that the results for my ultrasound are back. So, I open it up and of course I don't read doctor. So I'm trying to like read the stuff off to my mom. So needless to say, the nodules on there have grown, and, they categorized it as like a category 2 or something like that, and that I need to now seek further professionalism, I guess, or a specialist or whatever. And now I have to go see an ear, nose, and throat specialist. So, well, I put in a call on Friday, so now I'm waiting for the ear, nose, and throat to call. So, it is what it is. Can't change it. So I'm not a doctor, can't fix it. So, and I've been cigarette free, which is a good thing. Hello, Kay. And when I spin you guys around, I'm going to show you some of the flooring that we have picked out. I'm super excited. I think it goes so wonderfully together. Also, what else do we have coming up? Oh, for those of you that ordered the paper share, literally, no joke, like 20 minutes before I just went live, my husband yells at me out in the living room because I was getting everything set up in here, and he goes, UPS is here. So I go quickly running out the door because I was like, it said it was supposed to be here at 12:45. Well, here it is, you know, of course, me peeking out the window looking for the UPS. Here it is, 6 o'clock, you know, or 5:45, and it just shows up. So my box is down here with all of you guys who ordered my paper share. I will be getting, that's what I'm going to be spending the rest of the evening after we get off of here. I'll be getting stuff cut up. I'm going to be spending tomorrow doing it. My mom's going to come over and help me get everything packaged up so it's nice and pretty. So just be expecting one of these priority mail envelopes to be showing up in your mail with your happy mail in it and your paper shares. The paper is beautiful. We're actually going to be using the Hues of Happiness today, which is this gorgeous paper. Sorry about the glare, but the colors in this paper is just amazing. I've got my and remember, those of you guys who ordered the paper share, you will be getting the PDF, which comes with, it's a blank PDF, and it's going to have this part and the names of all the colors, and then you have the choice to print these out and put your samplers on there if that's what you choose to do with it. But I just like to give that out to you guys because I think it's noteworthy to have, especially those of you who are big time crafters and you like to have everything organized and know what you're working with. So I wanted to let you guys know that and let you know that your mail will be on its way. It's going to take me probably this evening and tomorrow, and then hopefully by Wednesday, not promising, but hopefully by Wednesday I can get those out in the mail if everything goes smoothly, which I'm pretty sure it will. I can't imagine cutting paper going badly as long as life stays, you know, mediocre. So, yeah, I think that's what I needed to tell you as far as what's going on in my life. And I will get you guys flipped around. I have a couple of cards to show you that showed up from my wonderful team members who have sent some beautiful cards. Mother's Day. I also got the elderly gentleman that lives with us when I was discussing about his surgery that he had. One of my team members was so gracious to send him a get well card, which I opened it up because it had my name, because I didn't even read where it said underneath, "Attention Charlie." I didn't even pay attention to that. So I opened it up and I started reading it, but it says Charlie. So I was like, oh gosh. So I ran inside of his room and I said, oh my gosh, one of my team members made you a card. So I showed it to him and I said, but I need it for tonight's video and I'll bring it back to you tonight. And he said, oh, that's fine. So let's get you guys flipped around so we can start this stampin' party or whatever. Shenanigans. Okay, so hold on. Okay, I think that is good. That looks pretty straight on my other device here, hopefully. Let me get it in frame on my, oops, I guess not. I guess it's gonna show the carpet. And oh, thank you so much, Kay, for sharing this video. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna actually do our winner winners in the beginning while we're doing this, so I get those done, just because it seems like I get pretty far into my video and then I wind up doing that, and then sometimes I'm like, ugh, I wish I would have done that a little bit sooner. So we're gonna do that. But first, I want to show you, okay, so here is the paint color that we picked out for our walls. It's like a really, really light gray color. Then I grabbed 3 of these swatches. Now they're all the same tile. It almost looks just like my desk. I didn't even realize that. This is it's like a strip, but they cut them to use for samples, but I grabbed 3 of them so I could stick these carpets next to it. So this carpet right here was the one that I was kind of pretty dead set on, and the lady told me when we were at Home Depot, she said, she goes, now what you need to do is take these samples home with you and put them in natural light, because natural light is going to change your mind substantially. Now, in the store, underneath their fluorescent lights, this looked a lot grayer than what it is. It looks very brown now that I'm in natural light, but nonetheless, it still goes really, really pretty with this tile. This is the one that is a little bit less on the brown side. It's got more grays in it. And then this one here was the lightest. Now, now looking at them in natural light, I'm not a huge fan of this one anymore. I like these two because they're more of that gray tone that I'm going with, and I wish they wouldn't have put the sticker on here, but I've already bought the paint, so the paint is already going on the walls. Now to just pick out which one of the carpets that we want, but I love this rustic wood. I mean, hence the fact that my desk is covered in something like that. But I really want to go with that farmhouse style in the new house. So this rustic wood, I think, is going to be gorgeous. And I really think I'm going to be going with this like middle tone with more of the grays in it and not so much the brown, because the brown's not really what I want to go with. I want to go with more of the gray. So I just thought I would share that with you guys, because you guys are kind of going on this little adventure with me, whether you want to or not. I just think it's kind of fun. I've never gotten the opportunity to pick my own carpet, flooring, that kind of stuff in a home, because I've always just bought the house, or we rented a house, and you can't, mess with things in a rental. So, yeah, the middle one is kind of my choice, Kate, also. So, it's just kind of cool that even though we own this house that we're in now, we've never really done much with it. So now being able to still live here and have that house be empty, we can do a lot more to it than we could if we lived in the house. It's kind of hard to do remodels when you live in the home. All right, so just wanted to share that with you because it's kind of fun and exciting. So we have, this ends tomorrow. This is the Paper Pumpkin Celebrating in Color. So this has got some of those new in colors. Oh, I just turned that and that really made me kind of wonky. Sorry, you guys. So this is Celebrating in Color. This is that kit that a couple of you are going to wind up getting the golden voucher in it, which is a $25 voucher worth that you can spend inside of my online store at stampinup.com or dannygarola.stampinup.net. I'll show you on here where it's going to say my name and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, you're going to spend your voucher inside of the store if you are one of those lucky winners. But this kit features some of those new in colors, which I think is going to be an extremely popular box kit because of the fact that those new in colors seem to be a huge hit right now. All right. Speaking of in colors, we have the in color starter kit. So if you have already gotten your product list, your wish list made, and if you know you're going to be spending somewhat around $100, I highly recommend you doing the starter kit. You're not going to go wrong with it. You're going to get to pick $125 worth of product, only paying $99 plus whatever your tax is. Shipping is already included in it. But they're going to give you an extra on top of the product that you're already picking for $125. They're going to give you an extra $66.50 worth of, hello, Jean, of in color products. So you're going to get the 2022, 2024 in color grid paper, which I just found out that we can't even get right now because there was only so much to come in to go into these starter kits. So we have to wait to actually order that as demonstrators. I have heard that some people have been able to order it, but I'm not sure. I haven't tried to do it. Then you get that, it's like the multi-pack where you get all 5 of the in colors in your 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper. Then you get all 5 of the ink pads. So they're the full size ink pads that they are going to include in your starter kit. It comes with, ugh, if I knock everything over here. It's going to come with all 5 of these full size pads. Like, that alone is so worth getting this starter kit. You're going to get all of those included in your starter kit along with the full pack of the designer series paper that is in all of the new in colors as well. Hello, Melanie. So I just wanted you guys to know that. So to read more about this, you can go to dannygarola.stampinup.net, and it's already put inside of the description of this video. You can click right on it and it will take you into there, and just scroll over, and there's going to be a couple of tabs at the top. If you hit that little join button, it will take you into the page where you can read all about it, so you don't feel like, there's any hidden agendas, nothing like that. It is simply you get to have product and you choose whether or not you want to stay an active demonstrator and get a discount on that product that you're already buying, or if you want to earn a little bit of extra spending money and maybe make a business out of this. We don't judge either way. So I wanted to let you know about that. I have adhesive kits for you guys. This is a great way to get everything in one kit. You get the little one bag is included in this, and it comes with a sand eraser. Hello, Anna. It comes with a sand eraser. It comes with an adhesive eraser, a full package of our little mini glue dots. I call them snot dots when I'm using them. A full roll of the tear and tape. You get a full bottle of green glue, a package of regular size dimensionals, a package of mini dimensionals, and then a 6-inch clear ruler. So when you're doing your measuring, you can still see, like when I line this paper up here, you can see in between here to know where your paper is. That's what I like about clear rulers. And it's kind of my go-to when I'm crafting. We have mystery stamping coming up on the 18th. So the way you can find all the information about this is it is in my events page here on my Stampin' the Pink Barn page. If you just go to the events, you can read all about it. On Wednesday the 11th, I will be updating that post and putting in the supply list that you will need to have. So what you need to do is you need to cut your supplies out, have them ready, and then join me here on the 18th at 6 p.m., which is Pacific time right now. My time is Arizona time. It will be 7 o'clock Mountain, 8 o'clock Central, and 9 o'clock Eastern. If you join me in that, you can watch me make the card. Otherwise, you can always watch the replay. You'll have up until May 22nd to get the picture. All you need to do is snap a picture of your already made card and share it over on Pink Barn Stampers group. You need to be a part of that group. So if you're not a part of that, go over there and hit the join button and I'll let you in. I will, after we make the card on the 18th, I will take a picture of the card that I have made. I will then post that picture over on Pink Barn Stampers group. All you need to do is shoot a picture with your phone and put that picture of your card, hello mom, underneath the comments of the photo that I show of the card that I've made. And that's how you get entered. And normally you will wind up in winning either a embellishment or ephemera pack or whatever I choose. I haven't chosen yet, so I'll let you guys know on the 11th what the winner will get. So when I draw a winner, it's all random. I don't do it off of skill or anything. The card that we're making is always going to be for beginners, avid, and casual stampers. So I make sure beginners can make the card that I'm making, so it's not too complicated for anyone, because I want you guys to make cards. I want you guys to get involved, and what better way of you guys making it with me? So all that's required in it is you just need to make the same layout of card as I'm making. I tell you what supplies you need, but it's going to be your own colors, your own designer series paper, and it doesn't even have to be Stampin' Up product. I just want you guys to make a card. Okay, you can read more about that over on my events page here on Stampin' the Pink Barn. When you go to my shop, which is dannygarola.stampinup.net, you're going to hit that little shop tab, like I was telling you, the tabs across the top, and it's going to tell you that you are shopping with me. If you just go to stampinup.com, you can get into it that way. Just make sure that you pick me as your demonstrator, which is Danny Garola. And then when you go to hit that checkout button, if your order is under $150, please use my May host code. This helps me be able to bring you guys all the free cards that I give out and to make the mystery stamping and give you guys the, you know, have giveaways and all that kind of stuff. So just make sure it says Danny Garola and add that May host code. All right. Let's get into, oh, I want to show you guys cards. Cards. So I've gotten some cards in the mail. All right, so this one. So last month, or maybe it was the month before, maybe it was March, our mystery stamping was a card just like this. We did these little circles and then we just folded them in to make this little design. Well, Miss Melanie sent me this card and thanked me for putting on the mystery stamping and that she has a great time joining in every month. And this is the card that she made, and then she just sent me a little letter. And I like that she sent it this way because now I can repurpose this card and I can send this to somebody, whoever I choose to. So really, really super cute. I was so thankful that she sent that to me. I thought, oh my gosh, look at her sending me the card that she made. All right, then for Mother's Day, Miss Rhea sent me this gorgeous, look at the sparkle on this. I love this gold on that pink. Doesn't that just make that pop? And this is kind of like one of those little, like a desk, you know, kind of card that just kind of pops up so you can have it mounted the whole time and be able to just enjoy that beautiful gold flower there. Yep, that was from Miss Rhea. And then here's the card that I was telling you guys about that Anna, and I just saw Anna pop in here, that I opened by mistake and realized that it went to Charlie. Thank you so much, Anna. You are so thoughtful for going out of your way to send him a get well card. I actually just ran it into him and I was like, oh my gosh, I opened your mail by accident. I didn't realize that your name was on it. But yeah, isn't that so cute? Wait till you guys see this card. It is such a cool, fun fold. It's got like this like W over here. What is, Anna, what is this fun fold called? Because I think this is so stinking cool. I love it. And look, it shows off both sides of that designer series paper. And we're going to actually be making a card, not with the Z, not with this W here, but we're going to be making a card today that is going to show off both sides of that paper. So then you're not feeling like you're skimping out on getting to see both sides, because both sides of our designer series paper is gorgeous. And sometimes you hate to cover that up. So I love coming up with ideas and seeing other people's artwork like this, that they've used both sides, because that's so stinking cool. So I told him, I said, I need to show that during my Facebook Live tonight, but I will let you know that when I'm done, I will bring you your card back. So he said, thank you. That was so sweet of them. Okay, let's do our winners of last week's cards. So we did the in color thing using the, what are they called? The masks. They were the butterfly and flowers layering masks. And so I did some of that blender brush of the different colors on this. And I didn't put anything in the inside of this because I thought sending sunshine and good feelings your way, I want you to be able to put whatever sayings that you need to put inside of there for the recipient. And then I couldn't figure out anything to do with the envelope. So if you are have some stamp sets, you can doll it up how you want to, but I will include the envelope because I want you to be able to send it out. For liking last week's video, this is going to Miss Kathy Quinn. So that will go out in the mail to her, and I do need to get Kathy's address. All right, this one right here, we actually used those butterflies. I used some Highland Heather and some fresh freesia on this and put that design inside of those butterflies. Yes, this is a Happy Mother's Day card. I guess I should have probably planned out my schedule a little bit better when I made a Mother's Day card. But you know what? You can always hang on to this for next year. And that's, I put a little butterfly in the inside of there and the little butterfly on the envelope. This is for commenting on last week's video. This is going to Teresa Talbot or Tressa. Maybe it's Tressa Talbot. So this is going to go your way. I need your address also. So if you just can message me, don't put it on like the live feed here. Please make sure that you do it through private messaging. I don't want anybody getting, God knows we sometimes have trolls that come in here, and other people don't need to know your address. For sharing last week's video, this little beauty right here that has that granny apple green and some of that rich raspberry. This is that new set that's called Sending Smiles. It says Sending Birthday Wishes. And I left that blank in the inside so you can put your greeting on there. I couldn't really come up with something to do on the envelope. But this goes to Miss Peggy Frost Brandon, which I know she's on here. Actually, the first one goes to Kathy Quinn. This one goes to you, Miss Peggy. So this is going to be in the mail to you. Oh, and you know what? I think I just saw Kay pop up on here. I got your card back in the mail. I sent you the card from last week, and it just came back to me saying insufficient address. But I know that I've sent you cards, so I'm going to have to sit down and figure out what the heck happened, because I looked over it again, and I know the address is right. So I'm going to have to either take it into the post office and find out what is going on. So just to let you know, that's why your card hasn't came to you yet, because they sent it back to me. Okay, so those are right. Those will be going out in the mail. And we talked about mystery stamping. I think we're ready to get going. I just threw myself off my schedule because I normally do those winner chicken dinner later on, but I just wanted to get that out of the way to make sure you guys can get me the addresses and everything, and all the good things. So the way that you get entered into, so in other words, like for today's cards that we're going to make, the way you get entered into winning those is like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. It couldn't be any much easier. That enters you in. And if you do all three, you get entered in 3 times. So that just raises your chances of winning a beautiful card. And holy smokes, wait till you guys see this first bender card that I'm going to show you. You're going to just, oh, you're going to love it. So I did post some pictures of this card yesterday. Now look at the dimension. I know pictures can't really show. Hold on. Who did that just say? Peggy, I think I have your address. If I don't, I will private message anybody that I don't have your address when we're done here and ask you for it. But I'm pretty sure I've sent you cards before, haven't I? I think, haven't you won before? I keep thinking that your name, I've seen your name, and you're in here all the time. So I'm pretty sure you've won before. And I know Kay's won before too, so I know that she's thanked me for other cards too, so I know she's gotten hers before, so I don't know what the heck is going on. So anyways, here's the one that we are going to be making today. And like I said, can you guys see the dimension of this and how that pops out of that? Isn't that so cool? And just wait till you see how stinking easy it is to make. I mean, I guess it's not like super easy, but you guys are going to figure it out and be like, wow, if I knew that, I'd be making these things all day long. But all right, so let's get started. Now, over on my blog, when we're done here, it's going to take me a little bit to have to get this video, because Facebook has to put it back, like has to release it to go on here as a video. I have to then download it to my computer and then upload it onto YouTube. So it takes me a couple of hours because my internet is not like the fastest, because I live very rural. So, but just to let you know that if you pop in here over on my blog, which is stampinthepaintbarn.com, you will go on there. You will see photos of all of the cards that I am making tonight. You're also going to see the dimensions on there. There's going to be a shopping list on there. There's also going to be a little small graphic that says, "Want to make this?" ? With a little chicken, like, because of my little whole farm thing that I got going on. You're going to see that. If you click that little picture, it's going to take you to a PDF that you can see and save right to your device or print it off, that has a shopping list on there. It has the dimensions that you need on there, and it has the directions on how to make these cards. Now, don't get me wrong, I am human. I make errors, and sometimes they don't always say the directions. Like, to me it makes sense, but to you it may not. So I always try to tell everybody, come back and watch the video, because then you can rewind, you can slow it down, you can even hit the little speed on the YouTube video and slow it down, so you can kind of see me go through things a little bit slower if there's something that you're missing and I didn't word it correctly to you. That's the best way. I mean, at least for me, I'm a very visual person, so reading directions sometimes doesn't always work for me, especially when I'm crocheting. Like, I have the hardest time reading crochet patterns, so I like to have videos. All right, so we're going to be using the dies These are the Tulip Dies. And the main part that we're going to be using for this is we are going to be using this border die with the tulips, as you can see on here. Now, I will let you know that the card that is going to be on the PDF is going to be this card, because I already went ahead and took pictures of this and already got that PDF up and going. So I want you to know that the card that I'm making tonight is going to be a little bit different color scheme than what we have going on here, but it is the same card. I did make this piece smaller because I felt like it kind of took up, it made this stand too much into this. So just to let you know. Hello, Melanie. Okay, so this is what we're going to need for this. Let me get out all the pieces here. We're also going to be using the sentiment from Flowering Tulips. Now you can purchase this whole bundle and save 10% right now. This is inside of the January, June mini catalog. So I always call it the JJ mini catalog. This is available still as a bundle in that catalog. Otherwise, if you wait for that to retire after June, then you're going to have to buy these separately in the annual catalog. It is a carryover item, but it will not be at the discount, so you want to get it now. Okay, so what we're going to need is, let me get my little cheat sheet off the back of this card so I know what we're working with here. Okay, so your main piece, which is going to be your back piece that everything's going to stick to, I'm using Pool Party tonight, and this piece is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So a regular standard card size, but it's only one piece. The next piece that you're going to need a piece that is 3 by 7 1/2. Now these I'm going to show you here in just, I'm so excited to see the long tulip die. I know, this is the coolest thing. I actually made right up here. I made these as one of my swap cards using this paper and this, and I saw this little border and I thought, wow, is that stinking cute. And then I used the little bicycle from the windmill set as well. I put both of those bundles together to make this bridge fold. I was on a whole bridge fold kick, and that was my one of my swap cards for our team. Okay, then you're going to need another piece, and this is 1 3/4 by 7 1/2. Now we're going to do some scoring on these two pieces, but I want to bring in the little white piece that we're going to also do our stamping on after I get the little gooby off of there. This piece is 3/4 by 7 1/2, and we're going to do some scoring on these pieces here. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the ends. So we're going to score on this end, and then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to score on this end because it's just easier for me that way. So your first score is going to be on your half mark. So 1/2, and then slide it over, and I'm using my measurement over here on the right hand side, and I'm sliding it to the 1 mark, and I'm going to do it at 1. So our score lines are 1 and 1 and then a half. Okay, so let's flip it over. We're going to do a half and then slide it to 1 and do 1. So there's that piece. Now we're going to bring in this piece and do the same exact thing. Do a half and 1. Spin it around. A half and 1. Okay, and one more time on this little white piece here. So half and 1. And the same thing. Okay, those are all scored. That can be put away. So what we're going to do with this is we are going to fold these in on the 1 inch mark. Okay, just like that. So now you've got those in. Now flip it over to the back and now fold these up. So you're gonna have kind of like a little Z, just like that. I'm gonna take my bone folder and I'm going to kind of just push these down, make sure my creases are good. Fold those in and then fold out, okay, towards you. So fold in, and then take those little pieces and fold out. Okay, just like that. Now with all of these pieces, now this is optional. I like kind of that contour or that contoured edge on these. Like see how they kind of just like bend out. You don't have to do that. You can leave it flat like that and it'll still pop up because of these little pieces here. But I just kind of like that bender thing. So I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm going to get my hand in here and then I'm just going to do it like a ribbon and just do it on that inside. So now that is a curved like little C. Okay, do the same thing here. And I'm just stopping at that mark there, and it kind of will stop you on its own. Then I'm going to do the same thing with that. Okay? And those might be a little misshapen at first, but it's all good. It'll work its way out, or it'll work itself out. Okay, there's our pieces that we need for that. So now we're going to bring this back over. Your designer series paper, now I decided to use both sides of this, so I picked this one here. Now this designer series paper is called, and it's with this same set here in the January, or the JJ Mini catalog. This is called the Flowering Fields Designer Series paper. Look at all these colors that coordinate with this paper. How gorgeous is that? So I chose this paper here as going to be my background. Like what you see right here, I use that purple piece, which is right here on this card. And then this piece right here, I flipped it to the back side, which is this, to use this little green part here as my greenery behind. Okay. So let me flip that around so you can see all those beautiful colors. See how well those all go together? So beautiful. So make sure you get a couple packs of that because that is retiring and will not be going into any, well, you guys can see in the new catalog that it's not in there, so we know it's retiring. Okay, so this designer series paper piece here, get my note over here. This is 3 by 5 3/8. So you guys can see I had to take my watch off. Last week's video, my voice was really pinging around a lot, and when I re-watched it, one of my team members told me that it was really bouncing my voice around and I was going higher and lower. So I don't normally go back and watch my videos, but I did on that one because I was like, what the heck is going on? Why is it bouncing me back and forth? Like I would go really quiet and then I would go really loud. And I thought it was because I was getting up and I was grabbing other things, but no, it wasn't from that. And that's what she'd even said. So I wound up rewatching it, and like she said, and she suggested that it might be because of my watch that was bouncing back and forth with the microphone. So I decided to not wear my watch today and hope to God that nothing comes up that I need to hear my watch go off. So yeah. Okay, then I cut 2 of these green pieces. Now this one is 2 by 5 3/8, and this one is 1 1/4 by 5 3/8. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece here. Now, when you fold these in and you lay this flat, it's going to be the same exact size as your card base. So we can go ahead and glue that right down. Now, if you know somebody's going to be playing with this a lot and popping it up and back and forth and stuff, you might want to go ahead and use some tear and tape. I don't find that it's necessary. I think this green glue holds pretty darn well. Okay, I'm just going to line that up right on the edge of that, coming down to the very bottom here. And laying that flat, because this whole card, just to let you know, oh, I got glue on my fingers. This card will lay completely flat and fit inside of an envelope. So it makes it twice as rad, because now you can send it to somebody and it's not going to mess up and not be able to fit inside of an envelope. Okay, there's that piece. Now what we're going to do, try to get that glue off my fingers. We're going to take the 2 by 5 3/8 and we're now going to pop that up towards the top, because we're not going to see this down here, so it's kind of not a big deal that this doesn't have designer series paper on there, and why not save yourself some designer series paper. But once we put it on here, that's why we did it at 2 inches, because now this next piece, when we go to layer this, will hide that piece. So let's get this added. Oh my goodness, I'm all sticky. So I'm just leaving about a 1/16 of an inch margin around that pool party, so you still kind of see that paper behind there. Ugh. All right, then we're going to take this piece and do the same exact thing to it. And matching it down in the bottom. Ugh. Okay, really push that down. Now we're going to do the same exact thing with this one. We're going to take it and put it up towards the top. See, this one is almost a shame because you are covering that back side of the paper, but the second card that I'm going to show you, we're going to be doing both sides of this designer series paper that you'll be able to see. Okay, just like that. Okay, and I'm going to give that a few seconds to dry while we play with this one out. I guess I probably should not have bounced that up yet, so hold on. I'm going to flatten this one back out because I need to stamp on it. So, learn from my mistake. Don't bend this one yet because you want to stamp your sentiment on there. And I am going to be using the No One Deserves a Happier Birthday Than You, and I'm using Memento Black. And I'm just gonna kind of line this up best that I can in the middle of this. Give it a few seconds to marinate that ink. Okay. Then I'm gonna grab this. There's also this little, like, they look like little X's, this little stamp right here. I'm gonna add those to the edges. Give that a couple seconds to dry. Then we're going to do the same thing with this. Now see, if I was over that, I would be able to move that up just a skosh where that could have came in a little bit higher because that's like right on the edge there, but it still works. I'm not complaining. Okay, so see our steps that we have going down here? We have these different steps. Okay, now we're going to play with our die cutting and get out our other pieces that we're going to need here. Let me move this out of the way. Bring in my, I'm going to use my mini cutter here. Stampin' Cut and Boss. All right, so let's grab this. I'm going to throw that over there so I don't lose it. Where did I put? Nope, I need that. Don't throw that out of there. Okay, so let's open this up without crashing and making a bunch of noise. All right, so first off, you're gonna need 3 pieces. Now I am using Pear Pizzazz here, but over here I used Evening Evergreen, and that's what you're gonna see on the PDF. Okay, these pieces here are 1 3/4 by 5 3/8. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your, now, the way I did it is I kind of shifted these around a little bit. You can flip it over and do the back side if you want to, but see how this tulip here and this one are kind of offset just a hair, and then this one I had come down here. I kind of moved this thing around when I did it, and I leave just a little bit below here so I can actually slide that into the back of this, and you'll still be able to see some of that ground. So I just move this up just a hair, lay this on my cutting mat, oops, what is going on here? Oops, you know what? I didn't stagger it. That's what's going on. There we go. What is happening? Hold on. You guys ever have that problem? Seems like I'm having that. Maybe I need to get some new plates. I mean, I do have new plates, but there we go. I am going, me and my mom were actually just talking about the magnetic plate, Melanie, because I was like, I have to try that out, because I know the last one that we had failed, and they reimbursed us all for it, but I know that they now have a new one that just came out. I'm gonna need to get my little take your pick tool to get my little poker piece here. But my mom had found us a couple on a different website. It wasn't through Stampin' Up, and I have used it forever, but it had that same problem where it wound up warping and bending. I mean, I still use it. I don't use it on camera because I don't sell it, so I have used it a couple of times. But okay, there is our first one. Now let me get this stuff in the garbage. because otherwise we will have scraps everywhere. And see how all these little pieces are still stuck in the back of this? I know that's loud for you guys, but if I just tap it off like that, it gets all those pieces out of there, and it just seems to be a little bit easier than having to poke each one of those out. Now, at the end, I will have to come back and get some of those out of there that were stragglers. They were hitchhiking. Okay, I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to go kind of right in the middle on this. I'm going to go twice on this one, just hoping that it gets some more of those little pieces out. Because sometimes if you cut it twice, they kind of stay more in here than they do in here, but I just had a few. Okay, there's the next one. And now we're going to do this one more time. There, that's not as loud when I do it on my hand. This is probably the most time-consuming part, is cutting these pieces out. Okay, this one I'm going to go all the way over to this edge now, to the right side. I hope that's not shaking the heck out of you guys too much. Okay, there's that. Okay. Sometimes I even take it and I hit it against my garbage, because then they'll all just fall inside of the garbage can. But that was really loud, so yeah, I'm not going to do that again. Okay, now we need to kind of do that process all over again, but I'm going to show you. All right, so now I have the, did I not write these ones down? These are 1.5. These are, yeah, 1.5 by 5 3/4, 5 3/8. Now these are the color choices that I picked from my designer series paper up here. So I went ahead and I went with the Blushing Bride, or is that Petal Pink? No, that's Blushing Bride. That is Poppy Parade and white, basic white. Okay, now what I'm doing with this is I take my piece and I see where I had this lined up. Okay, so this one I'm going to take all the way over to the edge. Now, it doesn't really matter. I can actually go down here and do this because I'm going to cut all the stems off of these. So I'm going to just line this up in here. There. Okay, and set that aside for the moment. Okay, this one I'm going to do in the middle. Since I know this, where's that? This one started Yep, right there. Did I see that Miss Julie Wise was on here? I think I just saw her name. I did. Hello, Julia. Miss Auntie. Okay, go like that. Those little stragglers out. Okay, one more last time of running this through. I guess I should have probably had that done, but I really wanted to show you guys how you need to line these things up. So all right, one more on this white, and this one I'm going to move over to the right because we've done the front, the middle, and then now we're going to place this one over here. Okay, there's that. Now we can get all this stuff out of the way, and then on to the next part. Okay. All right, now let's boogie. Boogie, oogie. Okay, now you're just gonna grab these and figure out this one goes on this one. This one goes on, no, hold on. What did I do? Oh no. This one goes on this one. Yep. Okay. That goes there. This one goes, no, this one goes on here. So see how I'm lining these up? And then this one goes on that one. Okay, there we go. We got them all. So what I'm going to do for these, slide these out of the way so they go together, is I'm going to grab my snips. Now this is a bit time consuming as well, but I'm going to make it, try to make it as quick as possible. I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to cut the stem parts of the flower, and it's kind of easy to see where those bottoms of those flowers sit. And nobody's gonna know if you're not like super crazy precise. And this is where a newer pair of snips will come in handy. These ones are kind of old. I've had these for a little bit over 2.5 years now. They still, you would never know that they're 2.5 years old, but I have kids that come in and grab and cut cardboard and stupid things with them, and I'm like, no. That's why I keep my lid on my pair that is strictly for my, these are for my ribbon. And I tell my kids, if you touch my ribbon scissors, you will buy me a new pair. So leave them alone. Because you know how you don't want your ribbon scissors ever cutting paper because it dulls them down. So, all right. Now we're going to come in and I'm just going to tap a little bit of glue on the ends of this, or you could always run this through, when you were starting to cut them, you can run it through a adhesive sheet. That would work, and then kind of turn them into stickers. But this works just fine for me. I did it on the other card, and I had no problems with it sticking and laying down. Okay, now I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to start it on one edge, and then just kind of follow it through, pushing it down onto that. I want to cover that green because I want to see more of that red. And then see how I have this little straggler here? I'm just going to cut that off. Okay. That worked. Push that down. Now set that aside. Now come in and do the same thing with the white. Now you know what else I thought would be really pretty is if you took that, we have a paper that's called Mother of Pearl, and it would be really pretty to do this tulip in. Any of our glitter paper or glimmer paper, you could do this in and cut this top part off. So then you have like a shimmery. I was even thinking of taking my Wink of Stella and going over some of these to make them kind of just sparkly. Not that flowers are sparkly, but you know, on a card they can be sparkly because I grew these flowers myself with my die cutters, so I can make them how I want them. Okay, again, I have kind of a little straggler over here. I'm just going to cut that off. Oops, I missed that little piece right there. All right, there we go. Okay, set that aside, and then one more. Oops, wait a minute. Whew. I almost boo-booed that one. I almost stuck the wrong thing to it. Getting ahead of myself. Like I said, this is probably the most time consuming because we nailed that portion of the card out pretty quick. Okay. It's well worth the time. Absolutely. I know, right? That's what I thought. Because I was really like debating whether or not I was going to show you guys how to make this card because I thought you guys are going to get bored watching me do this. But you know what? Us card makers, when we see a beautiful card, we're willing to, you know, watch the process because, you know, that's how we all get ideas. Okay, I'm going to cut this little straggly guy over off here. I'm going to leave that alone. And I can see that part of my little green piece got stuck in there. Okay, now, here we go. now to assemble this card. The one thing I wanted to let you know, and I didn't cut a piece for this, but it would be really easy, is to just cut a piece of white paper for the back of this, and you can put another sentiment besides this one here. You can put another sentiment on the back, and that's where you would write your, you know, to your recipient, is on the back of that white. Now that piece would be 4 by 5 1/4, and it would just go on the back there. All right, now we're going to decide where we want, I think the white, since we have white down here, I think white might be good up top against that. No, I think I'm going to do white in the middle, red in the top, and then pink down here at the bottom. What do you guys think? I think that's pretty. Okay, so now what you want to do is you kind of want to edge this out too. You don't have to go as far as using your bone folder, just your hand works just fine. And I just run just a small bit of glue across that. And now, as you can see here, this back portion is stuck to your card now, and you have like this little opening right here. You're going to take this and you're just going to slide it right in there, and then just kind of push it down. And then where you get your position, now you can take your card and push down, because that's going to adhere that only to the front, because we only put glue on the front of that green pear pizzazz. So now that is stuck, and now you have that 3D looking stepped up effect. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with this one. Okay, and I'm just watching my margins up top, so I make sure I get that down in the green, because I want to be able to see this like little swoopy thing here, so it looks like it's actually growing out of the green. Okay, there's our second part, and now onto this little bitty. Now this is going to get stuck to this white piece. And I'm going to push it down quite a bit. Okay, just like that. And voila, your beautiful stepped up, what did I call this? A multi-step bender card. Isn't that the coolest thing ever? And it was actually really simple. It was just time consuming. That's where I was saying, you know, it's easy, but it takes some time. And you could probably find some other border dies that you can figure out how to do this also. But it lays completely flat, fits inside of an envelope. Let me see really quick. I was going to say, is there a stamp of this? But there's not. So the envelope that I would do is I will just stamp, or even take another strip of that across there and maybe do it in the green with some more red. So I'll do the envelope later, because again, I have to cut another one of these pieces, and I'm not going to do that right now. But isn't that cool? What do you guys think? Let's do some Wink of Stella on this. If I can find my wink. Oh, it's up here, that's why. Yep. Okay, I'm just going to run this over those tulips, making them pretty and shiny. So what do you think? Are you guys going to go make some of these? Because it was way easier than what you probably thought, huh? Now, I saw another demonstrator. Her name is Lavon, and I could not save her. I couldn't say her last name to save my soul. So she made one, and I went on YouTube and I looked it up. Now, the person who I found that made one, she's overseas. So I had to then come up with making these dimensions myself to make a US standard size card, because hers was a 5x7. So I had to fiddle with it, and that's why I realized from this one I needed to make this a little bit shorter, because it kind of didn't tier as well as I wanted it to than this one does with the shorter white piece. But possibilities and colors are endless when it comes to this. So let me hold this up now that that wink of Stella has dried. Can you guys see that glimmer from the wink of Stella on those tulips? How cool, huh? All right, well, I hope you guys try this card. I don't know if you guys got to see that. I don't know how much it's showing, but I hope you guys give it a try to make this card, because it is a wow card. Like, really, somebody opens this up out of that envelope and it's gonna pop up like that. I mean, you're gonna become their new bestie if you weren't already. So there is card number 1. All right, so let me get some of this out of the way and get my little envelope out of the way here. Now, card number 2 is the, let me move this over to here so I don't lose that. Card number 2, I am calling it the, what did I call it? Huh. Can't even remember now. I wrote it on the blog and now I can't remember. It is the DSP Designer Series paper card, I think I made it. I don't remember. You guys will see it. You'll know what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm coming in with the Happiness Abound set. This has got these beautiful dies that actually coordinate with the Hues of Happiness paper. This is a whole suite that you can buy the whole thing as one whole code and not have to individually put codes in. If you buy the die and the stamp sets together, you save 10%. So with this one, I am coming in with Coastal Cabana. Let me take a drink really quick. And I am using that new, now I haven't cut this paper up yet to make a sampler yet, but this is that new, this is a host set. Now you get 48 sheets of this paper in here, and it is gorgeous. Look at all those patterns. So how do you get this? Being a host, that means you spend, or you or a friend or somebody go together and place an order, or you know, let me know that you want to place a couple of orders and I'll make one of you a host or whatever. And then everybody just places an order, and once your total with them and yourself included is over $150, you become a hostess and you can get this set for $18. Otherwise, there's no other way to get this set. But you get a lot of paper in there, and it is a great way to have tons of paper that coordinate with so much. Oh, see, I was sticking it in the wrong drawer. That's why it wasn't working. But I'm going to use this piece right here. Now, this is where I was saying I'm going to show off both sides of this paper. Okay, this is 11 by 4. Typically, a standard card would be 4 1/4. I'm doing a 4-inch. what we need to do with this is I'm going to score it at 1 1/4 and, oops, 1 1/4, go this way, and 5 1/2. Okay, now when we go to fold this, you're gonna fold it in the center, just like that. What did I do here? You need to score it at 1 1/4. Okay, I did. I thought I told you guys 1 1/2. So 1 1/4, and then you're gonna bend that back on itself, just like that. So that is what your card's gonna look like. I probably really confused you on that because I think I said the wrong thing. So you have your sheet of paper you're going to put in there, and you're gonna score at 1 1/4 and 5 1/2, okay? This is how your card is going to sit, this way. So your little folded piece is gonna face up, and then this is the inside of your card here. This piece here from your designer series paper, this is that, what did I say it was? Daydream. It is called the Design a Daydream, and this is 4 by 4. This is going to fit right on here. Then you need another little piece of this designer series paper, which is 1 1/4, or no. What is this? Oh, 1/2 by 4. That's not right. It's 1 1/2 by 4. Ooh, I did my measurement. Oh no, that's right. I was reading the wrong thing. Okay, this piece, and then you need a piece of white, which is 4 by 4. So a designer series and a white piece, they're both going to be the same, 4 by 4. This is 1 1/2 by 1 1/2 by 4. Okay, we're going to set those aside. Then you need a little tiny strip, which is a half, just a 1/2 inch by 4. And inside of this set, you get 2 border dies. So you have one that has like these little, like a binder where it would do the spiral binding. And then you have this one that has like these little tick marks. Well, on the side of it, you're going to see there is this side has no edge to it. This side has like a little lip to it. That's a cutting edge. So when you go to run this through, I'm going to do this in the big machine to show you. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way because this piece right here will not fit in my mini machine. So when you go to run this, you're going to take this piece here. I need to grab a piece of washi tape to make sure I hold this in place so it doesn't wind up shifting in my machine. And I'm going to place the edge that is sharp closer to the one of the edges. It doesn't matter, just make sure that the cutting edge is closest to one side. Don't put it in the middle. Okay, and I'm going to place that just like that and set that there, and then I'm going to cut it. Now, if you can see on this, it cut off a little strip of that outside piece. That's why you don't want it to cut too much, but that is the perfect amount. And then once I take this off here, you're going to see what it does. So see how it just cut off a little bit of edge there, but still leaving all this. So now I can glue this to my designer series paper. Okay, now we're going to take this again, and we're going to take this piece here, and we're going to line it up on that edge also. and cut off just a little edge of that to kind of bring in that whole design all the way through the card. So this is why I said we need the big machine, because this won't run through the little one. Making sure that is straight. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have to ask you, because I saw it pop up on the news the other day. Those of you who are my Portland friends, did it snow on, what was it, Mother's Day yesterday? I have to know, because I saw it pop up and I thought, what in the world? It's awfully late in the year to be snowing, but then again, it's Portland and weird things happen in Portland. Okay. So there we go with that. So if I take that off, now I just need to like pop those little pieces out. Just like that. Okay. Rhea just landed in Tucson. Woohoo! You're home, girl. Okay. Where did I put? Oh, here they are. So what I'm going to do is, this is my inside of my card. So let's go ahead and do the inside. So this 4x4 white piece is just going to get glued right in the inside. No, just in the pass. Okay, it was 33. Holy jeez, at night. Wow. And it has been, I mean, in the night, it's still been, what was it? It was like 70 something the other night here. Okay, so when you line this up, I just have to let you know this. When you line this up, you're going to see your score mark. Don't put your paper over the score mark. Put it right where it bumps up to the edge, because you want to be able to make sure that your card is going to shut. And if that was over that line, it wouldn't shut for you. It would give you problems and it wouldn't be able to close. So make sure it's just on the right side of your score line that you're going to see there. Okay, now take your smaller piece of designer series paper, which is 1 1/2 by 4, and take just a little bit of glue down this piece here. Now this is Blackberry Bliss, because it goes with this paper here. And I'm going to lay that right on that paper. Just like that. And I can see that I have just a little piece hanging over here. I don't want that to show, so I'm going to cut that off. What did you say? There was wind and ice in Tacoma. Woo-hoo. Wow. That seems so crazy for this late in the year, but I mean, it's been a hot minute since I've been up there. Okay, now this is going to get placed all the way against the edge of this piece, covering that, making that nice and pretty. So there you're going to see those little tick marks, but you're going to see the white behind it, so it's really pretty and kind of makes that pop. Okay, now to the outside of your card. Grab your 4x4 piece, and this is where you're going to line this up against the edge over here, but don't glue it. Do not glue this piece down to this flap. What you're going to do is you're going to lay that there, and with a bead of glue, this piece is now going to stick to this designer series paper. So you're gonna have this little piece here, so make sure you don't run glue all the way to the outside, because you don't want that to happen. You just wanna put a little bit of glue down the outside of this. And now fold that over onto that designer series paper and hold it a minute and let that adhere. Now I got this. There's a couple of guys that are demonstrators over in Australia. I believe it's either Australia or Queensland. They're called, I think their name is Mitsu, I think. They're wonderful to watch. They crack me up. But they did a design like this. And I thought, what a cool way to show off. And that's exactly what they were saying, is it shows off both sides of your designer series paper. And so that flips like that, and then it extends the card out also. And you could put another piece of paper here if you wanted to, you know, bring up more of this designer series paper. But I love when it's closed, there's just this little break in there of this piece, and you get to see both the front and the back. You could also put something over here if you want to. If you wanted to write in more than one place, you could do so much with this card. But this is what I'm going to do, is I came in with this designer series paper, which is the Hues of Happiness, which it is beautiful colors. I mean, you have so many colors in this. Look at all these colors. Let me take this out of here so you're not getting the glare of that, my little thing that I hold those in. But look at all the colors that coordinate with this paper. Isn't that, oh, I just love it. This paper is probably one of my favorite that just came out in this new catalog. But this one I'm using, but the reason why I'm using this paper is because this piece right here, and there's another piece on here, the dies from this set actually cut out these flowers. So like this big flower right here can be cut out of this smaller flower, oh, wrong one. This smaller flower right here can cut this one out, and this flower here can cut that one out, and the little stem. Then the leaves can cut out those leaves, and this little sprig here can cut out this little sprig. So your flowers can be cut out in so many different colors from this, just from these dies. Okay, but what I wanted to show you is what, don't lose the dies. Where did it go? My mom's probably in here going, good grief, because this is her set. She's like, don't lose my dies, kid. I can hear her now. No, really, she wouldn't. She would just be like, nope, you have to replace it. Okay. I'm going to put that paper away and show you what I've done. So what I've done is I've cut out a couple of these pieces here, and then like I said, I put them on the die, or I put the die on there and I cut them out, and I cut a couple of my little greens out. I'm missing a greenery. I'm missing this greenery right here. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. So this one came from right here. I cut that out. This flower came from here. I cut that out. And then from this one here, I cut this flower out, and I cut a greenery out. And I'm not going to throw this away because I can still cut this greenery out from here. But this one, I'm going to line it up, and I'm going to show you how it cuts. Let me put this one back in here so I don't lose it. And then, what did I say I needed? Oh, the big flower. Okay, so this lines up right on that flower. And you can tape it down, but I'm not going to. Runs right through there. And good thing I stood up because I just realized I need to plug my phone in. So now here's all of our little bits and pieces here. Let me grab, I need dimensionals. Oh, I need my little circle. That's what I'm missing. Okay. So then I cut out one of the circles out of the layering circles here. I grabbed this one right here. So it's the third one in. I cut the circle. And then I'm going to use the Gorgeous Grape. What's going on? Can you guys hear me? Did we come back? Ah. Okay, I think we're good. I don't see anybody saying that they don't hear me, so okay. Because last time I did that, I lost volume on my thing. So I'm going to take the You Are Wonderful in Every Way. I think that's the one that I'm going to use. Or, yeah, I like that one. Okay, we're going to stamp in Gorgeous Grape. First, I'm going to kind of line these up just to get my placement so I kind of know where I'm setting my flowers. So when I go to stamp this, I know that I'm not like going out of cahoots here. And I did take my little wonderful swish off of the stamp so I can make sure my flowers are all gonna fit. All right, then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring this over here, and this is going to get popped up on here with dimensionals. Okay, I'm going to move it kind of down here towards, not quite the bottom, but just like this. Okay, and then this flower here is going to get some thrown around. I'm going to get some glue here and then put a dimensional off over here. Like that. Okay, and then this one here is going to get popped up there. So I just make sure I put a little bit of glue to stick to the white and then the pop-up to get that to come up there. And then this little one right here is going to go down on the bottom. And maybe get a mini dimensional on the bottom of this one. Okay, just like that. Now we're gonna put some greenery in here. This greenery is gonna go, let's see, kind of tucked right there. So that's when I come in here and I grab my mini glue dots, put the glue dot on there, and then tuck that up underneath there. Like that. This one is going to go down here. Okay, and then, oh, there it is. This one is going to go right up here. Ah! If I can get it to stop sticking to everything. sometimes you gotta fiddle with it and just get everything picked up. Okay, there's that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I love it. Okay, now we're gonna grab some of these glossy assorted dots. Put these away, this away. And I am gonna use some of these blue ones here. So I'm going to come in with these two. Ooh. Put one right there. Put another one right there. Just like that. What do you guys think? Isn't that cool? And then this is where you would write if you wanted to put another sentiment in there. It says you are wonderful in every way. And that looks a little bit crooked, but I can't mess with it now. You could say best wishes, friend, sending many thanks for all you do, wishing you all the happiness you can imagine. I'm going to put friend on the inside because it says you are wonderful in every way, friend. Just like that. Okay, there you go. What do you guys think? Gorgeous. Okay, now we're going to do something with this envelope because I'm flaking on my envelopes. Where did my paper go? So I'm just going to take a piece of this paper and I am going to cut this at 2 1/4 by 6. And we're going to put this on this flap. Off. Okay, there is our envelope with our beautiful Z fold. That's what I called it, is a DSP Z fold card. That's what I said. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love those colors. Okay, so that is card number 2. I'm going to need this out because I'm going to use it for the next card. Set that over here. Okay, the next card. Get to moving here. Okay, we're gonna need these. I think we're gonna play with those. Okay, so our card base is Blushing Bride, and we are going to score this. This is 11 by 4 1/4, and we're gonna score it at 5 1/2. Now this is a very, very simple card. Again, it shows off quite a bit of your designer series paper, but what I wanted to show about it is if you have a full 12 by 12 sheet, you can actually get 8 cards, right? No. You can get On a 12 by 12, if you do 4, 4, so you can get 6 cards out of one designer series paper sheet. So if there's 12 of them here, you do the math, because I'm not good at math. We all know this. Math is not my strong suit. I actually pay for my kids to see a tutor because I can't do math. And especially nowadays math is way harder than I could even like comprehend than the math that we were taught when I was a kid. Okay, so here is our card base. Then our next piece is going to be our basic white, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. That's gonna go there. And then our beautiful designer series paper with those gorgeous flowers on there. That's the Happiness of Hues. That is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. That's gonna go there. And then what we need is we need a piece of our, this is the Pool Party sheer ribbon. Let's get this adhered. Okay, there's that. Now, all I want to do is I want to put this down towards the bottom here, flip this over, and I'm going to use that tape method to hold that in place. And the same over here. Let me flip this over and make sure it is where I want it. Oh, no, it needs to go up a little bit. There we go. Jeez Louise. Okay. There we go. I was too low and I knew my die wasn't going to fit on there if I did it too low. Okay. There is my sheer Pool Party piece of ribbon. Okay, that's gonna go on there, and then what I need is I am using the label. Now this is from All That Dies. This also goes with the He's All That stamp set. It is great for Father's Day or manly birthday cards, any male driven cards that you need to make. But I'm gonna use this label right here, and I die cut that out in white. And I think the sentiment that I was going to use on that is I was going to use the wishing you all the happiness you can imagine. And I'm going to stamp that in Memento. And I love how this, look at how it has like a little edge on it. I think that's so cool. I love it when they do that. Okay. now I'm going to take a piece of ribbon and move this in. That might be too small. Then I'm just going to tie a bow. Just like that. Oops. Okay, there's my bow. And I'm going to grab a glue dot and put on the back of that. Okay, and set that off to the side. And let me rip some of this off since I've got a mess going on here. All right, let's adhere this to our card base. Okay, this is going to get popped up right there across our ribbon. So I'm going to use 2 of these on the outside, so then the ribbon will go right down the center. Okay, and then my little ribbon here, my little bow. I wanted to put right up there in the top corner and snip off. There we go. Now for the inside, I'm going to grab a piece of Pool Party. This is 4 by 5 1/4. This piece is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And what are we going to put on this? Wishing you all the happiness you can imagine. I'm going to say happy birthday. Oh no, that says best wishes. That's not the right one. I grabbed the wrong one. Where's happy? Oh, it's down at the bottom, that's why. I mean, best wishes would have worked, but we're going to be a little bit more specific than that. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my designer series paper here. Now this piece here is 1.5 by 3 7/8. This is going to go across the bottom here. Just like that. And now when I go to stamp, I'm going to do that same thing where I go across the bottom. I'm really liking that look where you go like just out of the norm and you stamp somewhere else besides just the middle of the card. I think it just kind of, again, draws your eye. Kind of do somewhere different that typically you wouldn't be looking at. Okay, beautiful. All right, this is going to go on the inside. These would make beautiful Mother's Day cards. Also, I know Mother's Day was yesterday, but you know, it's never too late to send a Mother's Day card to someone. If you missed seeing them and you didn't get a card in the mail quite quick enough for them, this, you could knock out a bunch of them at one time, and it's so pretty. That designer series paper does such great work on this card. Okay, now this is now going to just go on the inside of our card here, and we are done with this card. Okay, just like that. Let's grab an envelope. Okay, we want to put a couple of I'm going to grab this big purple right here. And I'm just going to put that right there. Just add a bling. Okay, and on this envelope, I'm going to grab a piece of this paper. I know I had some pieces cut. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch strip. This envelope is, I'm just going to cut one at 4 1/2, and then I can cut whatever off I need to. I'm going to run this down the side. Now typically this works really good if you have one of those like labels like this, like the return label that I always put on the card. It can lay right over the top of that, and then it's not messing anything up. Or you can always just write your address right over here. Okay, let's cut off that little bit of hanginess. Okay, and then there is that card. Oops, sorry, that was loud. Now let me bring in all of the cards that we just did. If you're watching this at a later date from YouTube, please like and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers so I can wind up doing my lives over there. I know I can do a live from there as where I'm standing right now at a little bit over 300 subscribers. But it kind of works a little bit better if I have a few more subscribed. Okay, here are the cards. So there is the last one. There's the back of that card. I'm just going to set that like that. And then there is and again, I'll put some of that paper on this envelope to make it pretty. But what do you guys think of tonight's cards? Throw me up some of those thumbs. It really helps with the algorithm of Facebook and how this video gets distributed. It works really, really nicely, and it gets shot out to more pages the more you guys throw the thumbs up, throw the likes up, or even doing that share, which helps me immensely, because then you never know who's on your Facebook page that wants to get into crafting but just hasn't found the right person that can help them. And you know what? Maybe I can be that person for them. So help me out by sharing this video. I'm going to put this piece on here really quick just to give this envelope some appeal also. just like that. Okay, now we've got envelopes made for everything here. All right, you guys, don't forget to check out the blog tomorrow, stampinthepaintbarn.com. I will get everything uploaded. You will have the PDFs that you can click on and figure out how to, it will tell you directions how to make these cards, exactly the products that you need to make all of these beautiful cards that just are so full of springy beautifulness. And I will see you guys back here on Monday at 6 p.m. Arizona Pacific time. All right, you guys, take care of yourselves and have a good week. Bye.